crazy thing to say. I have more hours on my 2DS XL, aka the 3DS, than on my actual Nintendo Switch in 2025. Here's why. Now I know what you're thinking. Mania, why are you talking about the 3DS when the Nintendo Switch 2 is right around the corner? Well, I'll tell you why. Technically, the predecessor to the Switch is the 3DS, because at the same time, there was the 3DS Directs and the Nintendo Switch Directs in 2017. And this model, the 2DS XL, released after the Nintendo Switch. So technically, it is the correct predecessor compared to the Wii U. Even though we all know what actually happened, man. But in terms of portable consoles, this is a great device. It is so much more portable than this hunk of metal right here. Not that this on the Switch too though. But I have my pre-order. We're gonna, do a lot of content with things and that such. But before we go into the future, let's take a look back. And let's deep dive into my 2DS XL. Alright, and as we take a closer look over here, this is my 2DS XL, and I'll give you a little tour of what is on it right now. So over here, I got some fun things on this little device over here. We got some fun apps that, really unlock the potential of this. Now, I want to say that I do own these games that I have on this 3DS completely legally, but also, we got some little fun things as well. As you can see over here, we got my wallpaper as the queen herself, Tifa Lockhart. Shout out to Final Fantasy VII. And speaking of Final Fantasy VII, things that you can't do on a original hardware 2DS or 3DS XL is actually install emulators. So as you can see, I did have Tifa as my wallpaper. Now what does that mean? Can this game play Final Fantasy VII? Oh yes, it can actually. And let me show you the process of that. Of what getting an emulator on this thing would actually kind of look like, if I remember how to get there. And just like that, a little glitchy, but then, boom. There we are. Final Fantasy VII running perfectly fine on the 2DS XL. Really brings the retro in this device and its capabilities. But besides the point, let's take a look at what else we got. So, we know emulators work well, and they're playable as well. I had no issues with this. None. Fantastic device for emulation. Also, we got, our classic Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Probably one of my most played games on this device. There we go. We got Majora's Mask. And then we got A Link Between Worlds. Now, I have played it. I'm really happy that I, decided to mod my DS, because now I'm actually able to play the Fire Emblem games. Because listen, I love, what's it called? I love Fire Emblem Three Houses on this Switch over here. I love that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's probably my favorite game of 2019. The game looks, not that impressive, but hey, the story in this game, peak, phenomenal. Anyways, back to this. I was so happy that I could play Awakening, bro. Shout out Tharja, man. With Chrom and Lucina. And then, you choose one path, you get to marry him. You choose another path, someone else gets to marry him. Really peak storytelling, man. Shout out Robin. And over here, with Fire Emblem Fates, man, this is where I think, the story peaks, bro. Because you have two things, bro. Conquest and Birthright, man. When I first played this game, I played the Birthright route, which I thought was, alright, it's okay. But the Conquest, bro, is so interesting. Because on the whole time, we know that we're on the bad side of this thing. Of the quote-unquote, the morally high ground of a story. But with Corrin being so Cameron and things like that, we switch it up to where we're actually the good guys. And that's what I really like about Fates. And then I haven't played this game yet, but I am going to, eventually. With the Switch 2 coming out, it's going to be a little bit harder, because, Mario Kart is going to overtake my life. Or 10 World Tour type beat. Anyways, we got Star Fox 64. We have Kid Icarus. I love this game. I thought it was so, intuitive and, unique. I really wish Sakurai makes a Switch version or a reimagining of this game, especially with the Joy-Cons acting like a mouse now. I think that has huge potential for a Kid Icarus game, but who knows if they actually give us what we want or what I want, essentially. Anyways, then we got Metroid Samus Returns. I would really want to get Metroid Dread, but I feel like I should start off with this game first. And then over here, we have Mario 3D Land. I played this a lot when I used to actually borrow games from the library, right, when I was younger. I couldn't afford the new games coming out. And I did that with the Switch as well, bro. I did that with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't own the game, but I got 40 hours of the game, and I had to beat this game in 2 weeks over the summer of 2018. And I did that, man. Shout out Attica, bro. Rest in peace. There's Pirate Myth Amiibo. Got it because of him. And, because I actually like the game as well. Anyways. There's Mario 3D Land. And then we got Super Mario Bros. 2. Why not? I like the DS one a bit more. Then we have Animal Crossing. I played 3 Houses a lot, so I want to see what the DS version has. And, it's cute. I like it. And over here, we got other games that I heard was really good. And I'm not sure how good they are, but they're, here. So if I ever get bored, I got more of these games to play, including Horse Party. But yeah, this guy I love Adventure Time, and this one, Kingdom Hearts, man. Square Enix, hit me up for a collaboration, man. I love your games, bro. As you can tell, I have a freaking 6-foot sword of the future sword from Advent Children over here. Of freaking Cloud right there. That's his sword right there, and the flesh is real, guys. I promise. I'm a real cosplayer, okay? Anyways, but yeah, that is what's on this thing, man. And honestly, day to day using this device, it's really nice. I really enjoy it because this can fit so easily in someone's pocket, man. Let me turn this back up. This can fit so easily in my pocket, bro. It's literally the same size as my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Here is my iPhone 15 Pro Max right here, bro. And look at the thickness between the two. It's smaller than that, bro, and it's a little bit thicker, but like still, it is so much easier to put in your pocket compared to this hunk of metal right here, bro. Look how huge the footprint of the Switch is compared to the 3DS, bro. So yes, it's a portable console. Yes, it is, and so will the Switch 2 be, even though that's a little bit thicker. But it's nowhere near as portable or pocket portable compared to the 2DS or the 3DS rather. And that's why I love this thing. It is so portable. It is so great to go on the go. Street Pass is still a thing. I'm still getting Street Passes to this day. I told my friends if we meet up at an event, pull up with your 3DS, let's get each other in Street Passes, and we do, and it's so fun. You know why? Because the Switch has nothing like that, man. It has no soul. This Switch right here, as much as I love this thing when it first came out, it is soulless. It is so hard to actually like this thing compared to the UI and the little charms and bells and whistles that come with this device over here. Like, oh my god, it's so different. It's so different. You have so many different apps that you just can't find over on the Switch. Because the Switch, when you first get it, it comes with nothing. It comes with nothing, man. You gotta pay for your games. You gotta pay for basic experiences, man. You get the Switch without a game, you can't do anything. Except, well, like download YouTube and like watch streaming services. You don't need that. This thing even had Netflix back in the day. But dude, this has activity log. And yes, you have your profiles. But you know what? Let's take a look at our activity log just so I can show you what I mean by I have more hours on this device than this device. And that may be due to a lot of other factors. Because look, I also, am a PC gamer. This is my gaming PC. Spoilers to my other video that's coming out about this thing, about me building it, but yeah, it's Tifa there too. I think you guys notice a difference. Anyways, we got, I think, what, like software library? Let's go look. This is my software okay. This is my software library. I used to play this game a lot, actually. Street Fighter. Hold on, let me fix this real quick. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay. You got 36 hours in Street Fighter, 24 hours in the camera app. Wow, 5.5 hours in settings. Damn, that's crazy. And it was looking at the actual games itself. I think Zelda's gonna take the cake. Yeah, this is my most played game on the system. 146 hours total time played on my DS for this. But that's not even the most played game. There's another game that I played a lot. Let's see. Mario Kart 9, almost 100 hours, man. Actually, I might play this for a little evening, get that number to 100, just cause, man. But this is my most like started played game ever, just cause, with that number, with that crown, man. So you see that over there. We got this game where I actually played for like not that long. Kid Icarus, the game that I borrowed from the library, man. I grinded this out within 8 hours. Got an average hour time of damn, bro, 2012. Bro, I'm old, man. I played this when I was in 4th grade. You do the math. Majora's Mask out here, over there. Then we got Fire Emblem. This is when I first got my 2DS XL. I got it from eBay in like 2022 or 2023. I think it was 2023. Yeah, 2023. Read, dude, come on. Anyways, this was the first game that I played in 2023, just because, you know, I wanted to dive into the story, and I remembered how much I enjoyed Three Houses, and I wanted to experience the other Fire Emblem games, because I heard the new one wasn't that hot. You know, the gameplay was great, but the story was kind of eh. Anyways, that's that. And then we got Awakening, you know, 21 hour gameplay, not bad. But this is way more than actually on my Switch in 2025, man. I think on this thing I only played I actually finished Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like 2 years late, but you know, better late than never. And I played a little bit of Mario Wonder, just cause, you know, it's fun here and there. But like, I missed out on so many great games when I was younger, just cause I didn't have the money to afford it. But now when I'm adult and I know how to do things legally, I can play the games that I want to play, man. And that's a little look at my daily records. You can see my steps there. Titles played 78 and a 120K. You know, it's not a lot compared to your other Nintendo YouTubers, but you gotta understand, man. I'm a busy guy, you know. I just graduated college. I'm not committing to one thing, bro. I got a full-time job, working in IT, bro. I'm making a new video on how to get your CompTIA license, so you can work in IT if you want to. Anyways, but yeah, I got. This is why I think this device is great. I really enjoy it. I think it's fantastic. I love the portability, and one thing that I noticed is that I had a 3DS XL in my hands, and I noticed that device is heavy. This one right here, specifically the 2DS XL, it's really light, and I can play this in bed. No, like this, no hand cramps at all. It's great. I love this thing. Now I wish, you know, the screen is not IPS. It's actually TN panels, and I checked within the mod itself. And, you know, there's a whole thing about, like, whether your 3DS is going to be IPS panel or TN panel. I lucked out. I got both TN panels, but honestly, it wasn't that big of a difference. I only noticed it if I was looking directly for that difference. Otherwise, I would have not even, like, known. I wouldn't have complained in the first place. But, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, this device is mine. It's my 2DS XL. It's my favorite portable console. Real portable pocket console, man. And you know what? It's great. I love it. The Switch, however, for what it is, I love this thing also. But it's just, I feel like it's missing key features that the 3DS had even. Like, look, it's just, there's no like home theme. There's only two themes, light and dark. And like, there's no like music. It's just little, like, it's barely anything, dude. There's no music, there's no ambiance, there's no cool graphic settings, there's no like custom themes you can have in this thing. You have to get your Switch modder for that. And if you mod the new Switch, it's bricked. You don't want to be bricked. Hey yo, you don't want to be bricked from Nintendo. That's bad. Don't be bad. Be good. Regardless, I am really excited for the Nintendo Switch 2. I pre-ordered it from Best Buy and be getting it next week, or when that video comes out this week, basically. Regardless, stay tuned because I'm gonna make a comparison video between the day one. Like, I got this Switch right here. I got it not serial number. I got it a month after it released, so it's pretty much, you know, a day one Switch. Now I'm getting day one Switch for the Nintendo Switch 2 in that sense. That Switch 2 is gonna be day one. So we're gonna compare the day one Switch of this one and that one, comparing two Switches with a 2DS XL, and we're gonna see how that goes. Anyways, back to the main segment. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and I hope you liked, you know, what you see with me taking a step back in time with the 2DS XL. Now, stay tuned because next week we are going ham, we're going hard. Stay tuned to the streams on the Nintendo Switch 2, man. Who am I gonna be racing with? Will I see you there in the comment section, in the streams, or even in the game? Let me know, man. Stay tuned for the Nintendo Switch 2. And of course, guys, I'll see you next time. See you.